Recognizing the leader of our third party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm pleased to rise to speak to Bill 19, the School Amendment Act. It's an exciting time as we discuss these proposed changes to childcare provision in our province. These changes, if passed, would allow school boards to provide childcare on school grounds, including on non-instructional days, and to children not yet enrolled in the district, which would include children under the age of 5. We see this as a meaningful step forward in expanding access to childcare in a way that will benefit families across British Columbia. As we reflect on this progress, I'd like to emphasize the advocacy work that has led to these changes. Advocacy groups like the Coalition of Childcare Advocates of BC have been calling for these changes for years. We are grateful to see this government take the important step of removing the legislative barriers that have limited the school board's ability to provide childcare. A little bit of history. In 2018, the BC NDP government, in a confidence agreement with the BC Greens, set out a 10-year plan for childcare, an ambitious yet measured roadmap for creating a childcare system that works for families. The 4 pillars of this plan, affordability, access, inclusion, and quality childcare, are key measures of determining success. Affordable and accessible childcare is not just a convenience, it's a lifeline for working parents. It gives families the ability to balance work, family life, and the needs of their children without the added stress of finding care at inconvenient hours. It's clear that for families across the province, having this childcare option available on school grounds is an essential service. We've heard from teachers who struggle to access childcare themselves, who are unable to coordinate pickup or drop-off for their children amidst their work schedules, and from families who face difficulties in picking up and dropping off their children at school and daycare. The ability of school boards to provide before and after school care on school grounds could address many challenges of access that parents have been facing, and I've been hearing about them from many parents in the West Vancouver Sea to Sky. Of course, we have to acknowledge the hard work and persistence of advocacy groups who have been calling for these changes for years. The tireless efforts of these groups and the voices of countless families have been instrumental in making these changes possible. Their advocacy is a testament to the importance of pushing for meaningful change in the childcare sector. We must continue to hold the government accountable and ensure they stay on track to deliver on their 10-year childcare plan. And I will note I've been hearing deep concerns about $10 a day childcare of late, and I'd like to work with the Minister to help resolve these. While these proposed changes are promising, we must ensure that this is just one step. The full vision for childcare in BC must be realized. The implementation and rollout of these changes will be handled by the school boards, and we have faith that they will meet the high standards of quality childcare that families across the province deserve. But as we move forward, we must remain attentive, ensuring that high standards of care are met by all childcare providers. The perennial question still looms large: human resources. As we look to expand childcare programs on school grounds, we must ask ourselves, how is the province working to ensure there are enough early childhood educators and staff to support these changes? And I won't take this opportunity to talk about the wage grid for ECEs, and I believe my colleagues will talk about this impact on affordability. It's my firm belief that we need to pay childcare providers more. They provide such an essential service, and they're not sufficiently compensated for this. Not more than essential, transformational and foundational service. This act, as proposed, is important because it eliminates legislative barriers, but it's only part of the solution. The province has a vital role to play in ensuring that school boards and other childcare providers have the support they need to deliver on the promises of affordable, accessible, inclusive, and quality childcare. We need the government to continue to fulfill its commitment by investing in the workforce, recruiting and retaining ECEs, and supporting them in the vital work they do. The reality is that we must see action beyond policy proposals. The government must ensure that all ECEs and other staff are well supported in their workplaces, with competitive compensation, professional development opportunities, and a sustainable working environment. As we work to increase the number of childcare spaces, we must also ensure that the workforce is there to support it. As we move forward with these proposed changes, let us continue to push for the support our educators need and the resources our school districts deserve. Let's remain cautiously hopeful that the government will not only follow through with its commitments, but will take the next necessary steps to make childcare a priority in this province, not just as a promise, but as a reality for every family. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.